With the event going on right now, it's super hard to get into some of these lower BR maps. And it also makes it kind of unique because there isn't that many people playing it. So you get a lot, or what I would think would be a lot of the newer players who are trying to grind. And that's why I think I'm going to go through and push for a lot of these AARs and these lower BRs, because I think this is when we're going to see a lot of the newer players. Maybe there's obviously going to be people like me or a few others in there that are veterans or seasoned players that are just down there to play or helping out a buddy. But what we can see is Team 1, the tank that's got the highlight over there, definitely a seasoned player because he knows what he's doing. He's out there sniping and doing stuff, and for the most part, he does a good job taking control of that point till someone kills him. Me. But for the most part, Team 2 has got completely control of the map, which is really impressive considering that, Team 1 had that one guy zoom past. He could have easily capped it, take control of it. But Team 2 is going back through to the A point. Not sure exactly what their thought process was there, but it was to engage the one guy there at the A point, but they could have done that from the rocks. And then there was a whole bunch of different options. Team 2 kind of had that strong start, and then they piddled out. And that's very indicative of new players who take the cap points and then don't know what to do. They don't know where to look for the sniping spots, or they're not sure what to go and do then. And that's one of those things that you learn as you get into being a more seasoned player, is that you take the cap and then you push the enemy's lines, you take the objectives. You can't just sit there in the caps, because one, you'll get bombed out, you'll get hit with artillery, you'll get sniped at because they know where you are, you don't know where they are. So I think this is a good example of what not to do. And you can see that on Team 1 is that they've got a couple people sniping over in the E4 area in AA, and they're trying to assess the situation with the B point and go through and deal with it. The C point, Team 2 is got complete control of, and they're not pushing their objective, which after you've taken the cap point, you need to move off of it and then find more enemies to kill. Unless obviously there's different maps, or there's different battles, conquest or battle itself, where you have to either defend your point in battle or attack the enemy's point, or in conquest you have to take the point and then pretty much capture their spawn, or just go straight for the jugular and cap their spawn. But back to the battle is that Team 1 got pushed in pretty hard from the beginning. Team 2 then kind of deflated out, which at these lower BRs is kind of, again, an oddity, because people get enough points, they spawn, they do their things, and it continues on. But Team 1's players kind of were like, I'm done with this, I'm gonna move on. So from here it kind of goes back and forth a little bit, but Team 2's kind of petered out at this point. Team 2 is petered out at this point. Team 1 is continuing to push. They've got some aircraft. There's some dogfighting going on. Overall, the air battle was pretty fun. There were some bombs that went out, but the biggest takeaway from here is that look at how much Team 2 didn't do when they had opportunities to do things, because they should have pushed harder. And that's very, again, indicative of new players not knowing what to do. Team 1, it looked like they had more seasoned players, or at least they were more aggressive in their actions. That might have to do with Team 1 having, American, British, Russian versus the German, or no, sorry, that's China. Is that China? Yeah, China versus Russia. So, it could have been what nations were building of what, or it could have just been the comp of players. Who knows? Let me know in the comments. What do you think it was? Do you think that Team 1 had more experienced players and that Team 2 had the inexperienced players, more docile? Or do you think it was just the chaos of battle? I don't know. I'm kind of in the Team 2 had a few more of the newer players and they were docile, versus Team 2, which had much more aggressive players. Now, I will say, whoever the AA are in the E3 block, they're definitely new players because they couldn't hit crap. Just putting a note out there. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy this battle report, or this after action review. Maybe I'm going to start calling these battle reports. But we're going to get out of here. I'm going to try to get more of these out for you guys at the lower BRs.